Good Monday morning, my peeps. It's Adrienne Talks. And today I wanted to talk about leadership. I found this topic super interesting when I just had our spring conference not too long ago. And, a leader, what is it? What do you do? How does it work? People question, am I a leader? I mean, I know a lot of us have, they call it the imposter syndrome and all that stuff. Like, am I a leader? What am I doing? How do I do this? Right. So, you know me, I wanted to think a little bit about this topic and bring it to you guys. So, of course, where do I start with the definition of a leader? Because I want to know a little bit more and process these thoughts that I was having. So, leader is a person who leads or commands. Okay, seems pretty easy, right? Um, but when I thought about this, the person who leads or commands, the person, I realize that so many people with the leader title wait for others to set the pace, right? We wait for others to tell us what to do. And you guys, like before my Yo for Life class, I was the same, right? The things that I teach in my Yo for Life class, I was doing the same thing. I was waiting for others to set the pace. I was waiting for someone to do it for me, hoping someone would, I'm doing this in quotes, show me the way, right? I was waiting for someone else, relying on my leader to do it, relying on my leader to take care of people, all of that, all those things I was doing. Can anybody here relate? Pretty sure all of us at some point in time were hoping that someone would do something to help us, right? To move us along. But I truly believe that's what holds us back from being our amazing self, our amazing, like our leader, who we are, our leadership skills. And so you guys know I love acronyms. So I'm going to make this one about leader, how to be a leader, easy. I'm going to use the word lead. Easy, right? Because I hate complicated. I don't like that at all, right? So lead. I'm going to start with the L, okay? Learn. You've got to be open to learning, you guys. I remember kind of for a while, like as I started gaining traction in my business, I thought I knew it all and I had to do it all myself, right? Like I wanted to prove, I don't know to who, to myself, I guess, that I could do it. I look back, I was such a silly girl, because what I needed to do was learn from others. I don't have to do it by myself. I can listen to others. I can have my own ideas because like I said, in this whole thing, I'm going to tell you how to lead your way. But you need other people to think about that, right? To like other people to tell you how they tried it and what might work for you, and then you can make it your own. So you need to learn and be open to learning. Like, what's your goal? How can you increase productivity to your goal? Some companies provide information on this, some don't. If you're starting off on your own, right? If you're doing it by yourself, your own business, or just starting, but you are leading other people towards your or a company's main goal, right? So, what is it? What's the main goal that you want? What opportunities do you have to offer that you want them to continue on, right? So if it's sales, right? You want to up your sales, you want to up your sponsoring, you want to grow your business, however it is, first thing you need to do is know what it is, right? What's your goal and how do people normally go towards that goal? So obviously, there are tons of people who have paved the path for you. So get some knowledge, take some notes, take a class, listen, talk to a mentor, whatever it is, because learning is the first step in leadership. You have to be listening. You have to be keeping an ear open for all different things. What successful people have done, what maybe not so much successful people have done, what your main goals are. Once you have all this background, your brain is going to start thinking of ideas that can move you towards that goal your way, your leadership style, right? What works for you. So again, you're taking what people have done, but you're applying it to yourself and how you want to lead. So if we all did it one way, no one would ever give new ideas, right? Every company, Starbucks would have one coffee, right? The one coffee that worked. But no, there's all these different people, these different leaders that provide ideas, add food, add this, right? Like all of those things is because there's different leaders, different ideas, people thinking outside the box, not one person thinking outside the box. Sure, there's a CEO, right? But that person is listening to all their leaders, those other people who have ideas. They're constantly adapting and listening to these new ideas, coming up with new ideas, because those leaders at the top of the company are thinking, How would I do this? What would I do better? Right. And so I really want you to think about that learning and being open to learning is number one key because so many people are closed and like, I can't do it. It's not going to happen. It's not for me. I hear that all the time. I can't do it. Other people can do it. I can't do it. That's not true. You have to be open to doing it. You have to be open to learning. I know you can be a leader. You're here. I know it because you are already bettering yourself. So automatically you're learning, right? You're taking these podcasts, you're listening and you're applying them in some way or another. So the second, which is E, right? LE, is empower yourself. You guys, you've got to get your confidence. You've got to, because that was one place I lacked. I didn't believe I had the power to change anything, right? Like I just thought, oh, I'm just me. I'll just do it the same way as everybody else. But you got to try different things to get toward that goal. You can't wait for others to try, right? Like sometimes we have an idea and we're like, maybe if I tell this person and she tries it, then she can tell me. You guys, when it's your idea, you're going to be the one that's confident about it. You're going to be the one to give it a try. And I think this step is the hardest one. I think we sit on amazing ideas. I think you've had these brilliant ideas that you want to apply. You're sitting there with these great ideas, but you don't know if it'll work. And you're afraid to try it. And you're not sure what the outcome will be. You guys, stop it. If you really think it's going to change your business, try it. That is what a leader does. They try it. You know, many people want to be told what to do or how to do it. Even when they possess really strong leadership skills, they still kind of sit back and watch other people. But this is when you have to take a minute and empower yourself. And I get it. It's going to take some effort, right? Sometimes we sit there and we're like, no, 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 it's okay. You're going to have to be the one to be like, no, listen here, like you would your best friend. Listen here, you have a great idea. You need to try it. I don't care. Record this and play it. You have a great idea. You need to try it. Get out there and do it. Come on. You know, worst case scenario, what happened? You're right where you started, except you know that way didn't work. Or best case scenario, you guys, which is the thing we never look at. Best case scenario, you have now done something different. You have now done something amazing, right? And you might be getting sales galore because you tried it your way, right? You can be the one to make the change. You can be the one to lead the change. I want you to lead it. So I want you to empower yourself to think about those ideas. And then what do you have to do when you think about you? So you're empowered, you've learned some stuff, you've got some ideas, you've empowered yourself. What do you got to do? You got to act authentically. That's right. I gave you 2 A's for lead. I don't care which one. You can pick either of them because they go hand in hand. Act authentically. You've now got this confidence. You've got your idea. You've got to give it a try, right? Knowing this is new, outside your comfort zone. You're a little uncomfortable. It's a little scary. You're going to give it a try and see how it goes. So you got to act. So many of us get to this spot and we don't take the action. We don't do the thing, right? Something stands in our way, something little, something itty bitty. I'll give you an example. Right now, I'm trying to be able to go live on TikTok and I didn't have enough followers. So I could have just been like, never mind, I'm not going to do it. Well, instead, I'm like, I'm just going to tell everybody who looks at my TikToks that I want to go live and I would appreciate a follow, right? I could have let that little thing be my barrier that said, never mind, I'm out, I'm not doing it. Or I can say, I still think this is a good idea. So I'm going to try something different, try a way to get more followers, whatever it is. You see what I mean? Like so many times in life, when we go to take this action, when we're going to take our authentic idea and we're going to act on it, one little itty bitty minuscule thing stands in our way. And what do? Never mind, forget it. I'm done. So I need you to remember you've got to act, whether you have to empower yourself 3 more times. I mean, that's what I had to do. Instead of giving up, I was like, nope, let me find a different way, right? Let me see what I can do. Let me keep giving it a try. Because when you're being authentic, like when you're acting, then you're going to be authentic because you're acting on your ideas. So that's what I mean. It goes hand in hand. When you start acting and doing these ideas that were yours, you're going to do them authentically. Your brain came up with the idea. It's amazing. And you're going to act on it your way. You're going to take your personality, put it together and give it a try. Will it be perfect the first time? You guys, I'm going to tell you, absolutely not. It will not be. I'd like to say maybe, but I'm going to say no, it's not going to be perfect. But that's the best part because then you can analyze it and adapt. Look, there's 2 more A's. I mean, I'll just give you all the A's when we're in lead. You can analyze and adapt what you're doing as you keep doing these actions authentically. You think the first person who had an in-home party knew exactly what they were doing? No, they didn't. They gave it a whirl and then away it went. And everybody's done it differently ever since, right? Any business you have out there, if you own your own chiropractor business, anything like that, somebody did it one way, other people are doing it different ways. They're acting authentically their way, right? So I want you to remember this. You're going to act authentically, but be able to analyze and adapt too, because that's going to be the whole thing. Nothing stays the way it was the first time you did it. It's going to grow. Like, I think about this. Okay, I'm going to tell you a fun story because my dad used to make pizza every week. And it was this big, deep dish pizza. And I'll never forget, every time they would learn something new. Oh, don't put the crust in for quite that long. What if we tried this? What if we tried that? And we try things and it wouldn't work out. And we try things and it would. And even still, when we make it, we still come up with ideas. But I'm telling you, it's the best pizza because it's been a labor of love, right? Every time we've tried something new, there's something different. I'll take a picture of it sometime because I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. But I want you to realize it's never done the right way the first time. Okay. So we have learn, we have empower, we have act authentically. What's the D? You guys, dynamic. Dynamic is the D. What is that? Great. I'm so glad you asked because you know what I did? I went and looked up the definition. A force that stimulates change or progress within a system or process. So think about that. A person that stimulates change or progress. You just had an idea, right? You thought of it a different way toward that goal, that company goal, that personal goal, whatever it is. You empowered yourself, right? You gave it a try. You thought about ways to make it better. You adapted it, right? Made things that weren't so great, whatever. The things that were great, kept it, those types of things. You were adaptive. And now you get to be dynamic. You get to be the person that teaches others that process, that change you made, that thing you did. You get to be that person. Like I said, so many people are waiting around for others. They have all the power within them to start that change, to do something different, right? Because again, we all have different skill sets. We can't rely on one person to lead, right? Because if we have a super creative person, and we all know I'm not that creative, I can't follow them and cut heart shapes and make them look pretty and make pretty things. I can't do that. That's not my skill set, right? So if we all did the same thing would keep happening. But that's what's amazing. That's why these ideas you have, you need to act on them because there's all sorts of leaders and there's all sorts of different people that need to be inspired differently. Because the same thing that works to inspire you may not work to inspire me, right? I had people telling me this podcast needed to be an hour long. And I'm like, nope, I would never do that. I'm 15, 20 minutes tops. That's it. That's all the attention you get because that's who I am. So some of you are going to love that. Some of you are going to wish it was an hour long, but I can't do that because that wouldn't be me acting authentically. And then I can take that and teach others the way that I do it. It doesn't mean they have to. They can adapt it their own way, right? So you as a leader are teaching other people to lead. You are telling them what you did and allowing them the space to do it their way, right? It makes it so much more amazing when other people understand and then adapt it their way. And again, sometimes these little things, this particular idea you have might not work. It might not be the thing that you're going to go teach other people. But when you're a leader, you're always thinking of the goal that you have or your company has. And you are thinking of ways that you could make it better, right? Ways that you could reach that goal easier, things that you could do to get there differently. So you have the power within yourself. When you act on things authentically, you can be the dynamo. You can be the person that shows people the way. You can be the person to stimulate a change or a progress, forward motion, right? You can be that person. So you guys, you can tell I'm passionate about this, obviously. I would love for you to come to our Facebook group this week and tell us one thing that you're going to do to lead, L-E-A-D, right? One thing that might scare the crap out of you that you've been wanting to try, but you just haven't, right? You've stopped in that in that empowering or in that acting, you've stopped because you're wondering if someone else could do it or if someone else would try it or just you're too scared to do it. What's the one thing that you've been thinking about that you know could change your business? And I want you to do it. Do it with all the information you learned. Do it with your authenticity. And then I want you to tell others what you did when it worked, because that is the way, my friend, that you are going to lead, and people are going to want to know what you're doing. And you guys, remember that when you're looking at other leaders, they're doing it their way. You can learn from it. You don't have to do it their way. Do it your way. So you guys, until next week, when Adrienne talks, realize the power is within you. Do you want your life to be more flexible? Do you wish you had a house on the beach? Do you want to travel more? Do you yearn for financial stability? Would you love to be your own boss? We all have a different dream life. It is literally so different for everyone. I help each person individually figure out what they really want, and then we work on your mindset and actions to start creating the life you've always wanted. So if you're interested, go to yoadriennetalks.com, click on coaching, and check out all my different coaching programs so that you can start having the life that you deserve.